So today we are moving on to dividing fractions. So we're going to divide positive and negative fractions using multiplicative inverses, and we're going to look at some algebraic fractions. Okay, so multiplicative inverse, we've talked about it a little bit a while ago back in chapter 2. What does inverse mean? Not opposite, because remember opposite, what does opposite mean? What does opposite mean? Positive and negative. Positive and negative, those are opposites. What's inverse? Flip. Inverse is flip or reciprocal. Okay, so let's talk about multiplicative inverses first. So if I had 2/3, what is the inverse of 2/3? 3/2, and it's also the reciprocal, inverse and reciprocal. Okay, when I multiply these together, what happens?
1.
It gets 1. How do you get 1?
Because 1 butterfly.
How does it turn into 1?
Because when you simplify.
Brayden.
You could do the, what is that called again? The butterfly.
No butterfly. I heard simplify, okay? The 3's cancel out, turn into 1. 2's cancel out, turn into 1. So you get 1. Or if you just multiplied straight across, you would have got 6/6, which is also 1. So when you multiply multiplicative inverses together, you will always get 1. Okay, so that's how you know you did it right. All it is, the inverse, all it is flipping it, doing the reciprocal. Okay? Again, what happens when you multiply the inverses? What do you get? What do you get when you multiply inverses? 1. Okay? When we divide fractions, I have 4/9. I'm going to keep it positive on this one and do 3/5. Can you divide fractions?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. 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 No.
What?
What's the opposite of dividing? Multiplying.
Flip it.
Yes, we got to do keep, change, flip, okay? We're going to change the division problem into a multiplication problem because we already know how to do multiplying fractions, right? So let's just turn it into a multiplication problem when we can do what we've been doing, okay? So we're going to keep the first fraction, change the sign. What does the division sign turn into? Multiplication. And now flip, do the inverse. What's the inverse of 3/5? 5/3. From here, what do we do?
Add. Multiply.
Multiply. Can we reduce anything? Or simplify anything? No, so we can just multiply straight across. What's 4 times 5? 20. What's 9 times 3? 27. Can we reduce any of this? No, so that is our final answer. Okay? So we already talked about multiplicative inverse is just the reciprocal of what they start with. Okay? This right here, what is that? What kind of number is that? What kind of number is that? What else?
Mixed number.
It's a mixed number. What do we need to do with mixed numbers?
Divide.
Before we can do anything, what do we need to do with mixed numbers?
Multiply now.
Make it improper. Okay? How do we make it improper?
Multiply now.
6 times 3 is what? 18 plus 1? 19/3. What's the multiplicative inverse of 19/3? 3/19. Okay? And it always keeps the same sign. So if it starts negative, the inverse is also going to be negative. Okay? Go ahead and do these two. Write the multiplicative inverse of each number. Multiplicative inverse. What is inverse again? When you flip them, they're reciprocal. Okay? What is the reciprocal or inverse of 6/7?
7/6.
7/6. How do you know if you did it right? How do you know if you got the right inverse?
You just look at the number.
Should equal 1 if you multiply. So if I multiply it by the original, do we get 1? Yes, you do get 1. Okay? On B, what do we need to do first? Make it improper. What's 3 times 5? 15 plus 2? 17/5. Positive or negative? Yep, it starts negative, so we got to keep it negative. What is the inverse?
It's 30 over.
Negative 5/17.
What? You got it wrong.
So, how do you know if you got it right?
Multiply.
Simplify, multiply them together. If I multiply them together, what do I get? 1. Okay. Any questions over multiplicative inverses? Okay. Moving on to dividing fractions. I've went through this already. Okay. Let's move on to here. In order to divide fractions, how can we make it a little easier? Keep, change, flip. Why are we doing keep, change, flip? What does it turn it into? Turns it into a multiplication problem that we already know how to do. So we have 4/5. Division turns to. Division turns to. Multiplication. What does 3/10 turn into? 10/3. We do the reciprocal or the inverse. Okay. Now solving this, how do I solve? What do I do from here? What? I can simplify the 5 and the 10. How many times does 5 go into 10?
2.
2. The 5 turns into a 1. Can I simplify anything else? Nope. So multiply straight across. What do I get?
14.
8. 4 times 2 is 8 over 3 times 1, which is 3. Is that my final answer? Why no? Simplify, put it as a mixed number. How many times does 3 go into 8? 2. How many are left over? 2 over 3. Nice job. Okay. On this last one, okay, how do we write 3 as a fraction?
3/1.
3/1. Okay, it's a division problem, so how do we solve this? Gotta do keep, change, flip. So we have 5/6 times, what's my new number? What?
1/3.
1/3. Can I simplify anything?
No.
No. Why can I not simplify the 6 and the 3?
You can't.
Why can I not simplify the 6 and the 3? Has to be diagonal, yep. So we multiply straight across. What's 5 times 1?
5.
5. What's 6 times 3?
18.
18. Can I reduce that, or is that our final answer?
You can't.
That's our final answer. Yep. Any questions over dividing
No.
fractions? Okay, now we're going to be given mixed numbers. In order to, back it up to last week, when we multiplied mixed numbers, what did we have to do first? We had to make them improper first. So we got to do the same here. So let's start making it improper first. How about you guys go ahead and try this problem? What is our first step here? What do we need to do first? Improper fractions, okay? What's 3 times 9? 27 plus 1? 28 over 3. Divided by, what's 9 times 3? 27 plus 1? 28 over
9.
9. Okay? What is our next step?
28.
Keep, change, flip. We got to make it a multiplication problem so we can solve. Okay, so we keep the first one,
Multiply.
change the sign to multiply,
9/28.
and then we have 9 over 28 negative. Keep that sign. Can we reduce anything here? 28's cancel and turn into 1. How many times is 3 going to 9? 3. So if I multiply straight across on the top, what do I have? 3/1. What's my final answer? Is it?
Yes.
What am I missing?
No.
The negative. Don't forget those negatives. Okay? Any questions over that one?
12.
Okay. I'm going to skip these for today to save some time. All right. So we've talked a little bit about with algebraic terms in there. Okay. Let's keep it the same. When the algebraic terms go in there, treat them as numbers. They're the same thing. Okay. So we have a division problem. What do we need to do first?
Keep, change, flip.
Keep, change, flip. So we have 5x over 8y. Division turns to multiply. What does my second fraction turn into?
16y over 10.
16y over 10. Okay, now I can start reducing. What reduces? Bless you. 8 and 16. How many times does 8 go into 16? 2. How many times does 5 go into 10? 2. Is there anything else that can reduce? Brayden. The y's can. Good. Can anything else?
No.
No. Okay, let's multiply across. What do we have on the top?
2 over x.
2 and
xy.
2x on the top. What do we have on the bottom?
10.
Nothing.
10.
We have 2.
Two.
Okay, is that in simplest form?
No.
No, what else can cancel out?
Two.
The 2. So what is our final answer?
One.
X. Okay. If you simplify and then you multiply straight across and you see that you have to simplify again, that's okay. Okay, just make sure you keep simplifying until you can no longer simplify anymore, until it's in simplest form. Okay? Any questions over dividing fractions? No? Okay.